Now I want you to hear, I think. That means if this helps you, good, great, take it. If it doesn't help you, let it go. Is my opinion. I think that the church established this feast day not merely to be a sort of oops, catch-all kind of thing, right? The Pantheon in Rome was built by the Romans for all the unknown gods, the whole Pantheon. Now it's the Church of All Saints. I don't think the point is to say, well, we're not going to get everybody in. There's thousands and thousands and thousands of these people. So we'll just grab them all in one day. This feast day accomplishes that goal, but I don't think that's the purpose. I think the purpose is to remind us that there are many kinds of saints. In fact, there are so many saints that we have to take some out of the calendar because we have more than 365 saints. And you would want Sundays and Christmas and all of those things. There are so many that we need a day for all of them. There are so many that we would be convinced, you and me would be convinced that being a saint is not rare, it's not impossible, it is in fact ordinary and common. It is the expected outcome. If you take an acorn and plant it in the ground, you have an expected outcome, an oak tree. If an apple tree came out of the ground where you planted the acorn, you would not think to yourself, oh, that's so strange. My oak tree has turned into an apple tree. You would think somebody came behind me and dug up my oak tree and planted an apple tree. The expected outcome of Christianity is that you would be saints. It is not impossible. It is reasonably difficult, but the difficulty does not lie in you. If you are trying to be a saint in your own merits, that path is in fact impossible. But that is not the path. That path is very long, very hard. It hurts the whole way, and you're not going to enjoy the experience. But the path of Jesus Christ instead is the easy way. More properly, the easier way. Because it still would be hard, right? Nobody's signing up to be Maximilian Kolbe. I don't want to die in the prison death camps. Nobody's signing up to be St. John of the Cross. I don't want to be locked in a prison cell by my brothers. Nobody's signing up to be St. Sebastian, tied to a pole and shot with arrows. There are many examples amongst the women. Unfortunately, many of them are not PG enough to share with this crowd. Okay? Nobody's signing up for a martyrdom. I don't want that. But the path of Jesus Christ may be hard. It's probably going to go through a Calvary, or 2, or 12, or 40. Who knows? But it is the only way to paradise. It is the only way to salvation. And it is the only way to be a saint. And I want you to hear, all of the scholars remind us that to be a saint is to achieve ultimate human fulfillment. Meaning, being a saint is not an extraordinary thing that the Lord sort of sprinkled upon us like some kind of celestial pumpkin spice that you just add to that. No. This is the plan. This is the fulfillment of God. What God started in Adam and Eve is Christianity, is your sanctification and your holiness, and ultimately your life with God. So if you are convinced that you cannot be a saint, I hope you will listen to me and be convinced at least that there is a possibility. Because otherwise, if there is no possibility of sainthood for you, there is really no possibility of true human flourishing. And none of us is willing to commit to that. Unless you have a very, very cynical view of the world. Every one of us wants to be happy. And every one of us believes it is possible. And I have many arguments that I'm not going to make here because I'm running out of time. How if you have a desire for a thing, that desire must be able to be satisfied. So brothers and sisters, if you have a moment today, go back over this gospel. Every one of these is a path to holiness. And maybe you're saying to yourself, I could never be a peacemaker. The critical thoughts, they just pop out of my mouth. Okay, cool. Don't rely so heavily on that path. One of these is probably easy for you. Some of these just happen to you, right? Blessed are you when they insult you and persecute you, and utter every kind of evil against you falsely because of me. What about that do you do? Nothing. Other people offer you the opportunity to suffer for Jesus Christ. You have many chances, right? Not all of them are great. Again, look at the martyrs, right? None of them woke up that morning and was like, oh boy, I can't wait to shed my blood for Jesus Christ. I hope this is going to feel great, right? No, they made it painful on purpose. But it was still their path to sanctification. And you have one too.